With this program, I found that weight loss became easy. The biggest thing I learned is that you literally are what you eat. This program has literally changed my life.
So Melanie, thank you so much for coming in today. You have an absolutely amazing story, and you're going to be an inspiration to a lot of people out there that are wondering, maybe they're on the fence and they want to know what this program's all about. So I thank you so much for that. You've been such a joy to have in the practice, and we've truly enjoyed having you here. So I want to thank you for that.
Thank you.
Start off, if you don't mind, like introduce yourself, how long you've been working with me, and just let's start there.
Okay. My name is Melanie Fitch-Rogers.
Okay.
And I work as a loan assistant processor at a bank, so I have a desk job. And I started this process and met you about 4 months ago. I believe it was the end of March that we
Right.
started talking.
Yep, that's right.
So not too long, but it seems like a lifetime.
So when you first came in, I know you were a little skeptical in the very beginning.
Yes.
You saw a few people that were on the program. You thought, well, I think I'm going to give this a try. So tell us a little bit about that journey. What made you decide to come in?
I went to see an endocrinologist. They ran some blood work, did one of those glucose fasting things to figure out my resting glucose, my A1C, all of that fun stuff. And unfortunately, it came back that I was pre-diabetic. I was on the borderline, but I was pre-diabetic. And my husband, my mother-in-law are both diabetic. One is insulin dependent, and it scared me. I didn't want to live like that. I didn't want to have the side effects of becoming a diabetic. There's a lot of health concerns when you are a diabetic, and that was one of the pushes that told me I needed to do something, that I was the heaviest I had been, and it wasn't only affecting my appearance, but it was affecting my health. And I didn't want to be somebody that was dependent on insulin or had to take medication or had any of the other side effects of becoming diabetic. So I started Manjaro, and it made me lose the weight, but I noticed as I was kind of tracking some of my my glucose and stuff like that, that I was still, I guess, technically considered pre-diabetic with my fasting glucose. My numbers were still reading over 100 when I took my sugar levels. So even though I lost the weight, I didn't come out of that pre-diabetic state. I was probably still classified as pre-diabetic. And it just, I don't know, it was just kind of scary that that's where I was headed.
You were on the
Yeah.
verge,
Yeah.
right? And you knew what that looked like.
Because if I didn't change what I was doing, that's where I was going to end up. And I've seen, what happens when you are diabetic and how it can affect your kidneys and neuropathy and just all sorts of stuff. And I did not want to have to deal with any of that. So if I could stop it before it happened, and that entailed losing weight and getting my health under control. I did see a couple other people on the program, and not all diets are for everyone, and there's a lot of fad diets out there. So I at first thought it was just another hoax, something, that might work for one person but not another. And with seeing a couple individuals that had started this program prior to me, they experienced immediate results. So it started getting me thinking that maybe it wasn't just another fad diet, and it was something that I should look into if you were seeing dramatic results in such a short amount of time. It
Yep.
kind of triggered my interest.
Yeah.
When I first came in, we talked about the program. You went over a questionnaire of side effects that I was having, what I experienced, whether that was, the fatigue or the inflammation, that I don't even remember all what it was. There was like a whole page of stuff that you experience when you have a compromised digestive system. So we talked about that and just went over what the program entailed. That it was a lifestyle change, and I think we had like a week between our appointments to where you had given me some information to go over, to look at. So when I was coming back the next week, that's when we were going to dive into the book, and go over, the lemon water and what I would need and all of that information. So we kind of broke it all down, and it was more knowledgeable than I would have thought. You talk about other diets where you count calories or, reduce your carbs or whatever it is. And this got more down to a science of pretty much what you put in your body affects everything. It starts in your gut. And that's how, it changes your life.
Now, you were taking Manjaro
Yes.
before.
Yes.
And got some really good weight loss with that.
I did.
But had kind of plateaued out a little bit.
Yes.
And we're looking to kind of overcome some of the side effects of what typically happens whenever you come off of those GLP-1 inhibitors, which is usually weight gain, significant
Yes.
weight gain coming back. So you were trying to be a little preemptive.
Yes.
And saying, okay, what do I need to do? So that was one of the primary factors for seeking this out.
Yeah, there were studies, I guess, that were performed. You would see, YouTube or TikTok videos of individuals who were on these different kinds of GLP-1s that said they lost a significant amount of weight, but as soon as they stopped it, they gained it all right back. Right. So I didn't want to be one of those individuals that gained all the weight back that I had lost. And around that same time, I had other individuals around me on your program. So I'm like, connect the dots. Let's try this and see if it works. And I did lose a significant amount of weight on Manjaro, but I could pretty much still fit in the same clothes. I didn't really lose the pant size or the dress size, so to say.
Oh, yeah.
So it was good that I lost the weight, but I wasn't really seeing any other results. I was still kind of disappointed a little bit that you would think with losing that amount of weight that I would have dropped like numerous dress sizes.
Right.
And I didn't.
Because you lost about 100 pounds, right?
Well, it was about 75 pounds on Manjaro,
Okay.
but I was in a size 24. I could still kind of fit in a 24. They became a little baggy, but all of my clothes were pretty much still within the fitting range. I didn't really drop any dress sizes.
Okay.
And then I started this program, and I lost 30 pounds. In about 2 months, I lost 30 pounds and 7 inches.
7 inches, okay.
And I dropped 2 dress sizes. Potentially 3. I was kind of like in that area between that 3rd dress size. Huge difference.
Yeah. So you hear that about when you go on some of these GLP-1s that you lose lean mass rather than just weight, body fat. So maybe there's something to that you lose lean mass, but really not as much of the size.
Potentially,
as
yeah.
what you do with losing body fat. So how was your previous weight affecting your daily life? Like how was it affecting you?
I had always had trouble with sleep. I had a sleep apnea test in the past. I've talked to numerous different doctors, because I've changed primary care physicians over the years. And I had my thyroid checked. I was always tired, yawning throughout the day, couldn't sleep very well, tossing and turning at night. Never been a morning person. And I never thought I'd be a morning person or that could ever change. You talk to all these doctors and try different things and none of it works. Well, this works. I was able to get a deep sleep. I was able to, wake up and start going to the gym and being that morning person that I never thought I'd be.
Yeah.
So it's a huge difference, just not only in, being able to sleep better, but of course, if you get a better night's sleep, then you wake up rested and you have a better attitude, and it just kind of changes your whole perspective.
Right. There's a relationship between what's called the serotonin-melatonin connection, which is during deep sleep, your serotonin and your melatonin actually do a conversion that allows you to get into a really deep sleep. And when your digestive system is back to functioning properly, 95% of your serotonin is made in your digestive system, which most people are completely unaware of, as well as 30 other neurotransmitters. So your deep sleep, that's one of the common signs of how the metabolism's changing and is creating that deeper sleep and more energy during the day, increase in dopamine, which brings focus and energy. So that's really wonderful. What all did you try before to lose weight? What have been some of the other techniques other than just the Manjaro?
Previously, there's always the typical diet, exercise. They never really led to anywhere. Of course, you want to see immediate results, and if you don't see the immediate results, you kind of get, you know, over it fast, and it's just kind of like a little fad. So I've tried little things like that, maybe in my earlier 20s, tried maybe like diet pills, stuff like that. They never really lasted long. One of them that I did take, I don't remember the name of it, it kind of gave me a side effect. I just didn't feel really well when I took it. I kind of got a little sick on it, so that didn't last long. But nothing that I tried in the past really had a lasting effect, just because you kind of get bored with it when you don't get the results that you're expecting.
Many new patients, whenever they come into the office at first, are a little skeptical and usually a little bit uncomfortable. What made you feel comfortable with this program, and what was your experience?
I honestly felt the comfort because of your personality, and you're so welcoming and knowledgeable, and it was just easy. It was easy to talk to you. It was easy to open up to you. You were a plethora of different knowledge and cause and effect, and I didn't feel like you were looking through me or judging me. Of course, when you're bigger, you always go into the doctor, or you're talking to somebody and you're like, yeah, I want to lose weight, or they think you're trying to take the easy way out, or they're judging you because you're overweight. And I didn't feel any of that.
Wonderful. Yeah, I hear that quite often. People that are trying to lose weight and have been desperate for quite some time, and they say, I talk with other doctors and they all think that I'm a closet eater, but I don't eat that much for as large as I am. And I think that's so discouraging for individuals because they feel like that they're being judged all the
Yes.
time. For sure. Tell me about your day-to-day looks, what your day-to-day activity looks like being on the program. Like, what does that look like whenever you're on this program?
I try to make it as convenient as possible. I have a little cooler that I take with me, because I like the lemon water better when it's cold. So I pack my lemon water that I made the previous weekend. I just make it up for the week, as well as meal prep. I have little meal prep containers that I divide my food into, and I just kind of pack my cooler and I'm out for the day. So grab and go. It's not inconvenient. It doesn't take me any more time in the morning. I just prep on the weekends and I'm good for the week.
You said that even within the first 2 weeks, you noticed changes. What were you primarily noticing?
Quality of life. I had lost weight. I had lost inches. I was sleeping better. I wasn't yawning through the day. I had more energy. I was able to focus better. It seemed like my attitude and my, perception on life was just overall better. Just in that short amount of time, I experienced so many changes.
Did you losing the weight on the Manjaro? Did you experience that with the Manjaro as well, or?
No, I didn't experience anything except for losing the pounds. I didn't experience any quality of life changes. I didn't even lose the inches that I lost on this program.
Right.
All I lost was the pounds on the scale.
Okay. When most people hear about weight loss and dieting plans, they think it'll be super limiting and difficult. What's been your experience with that? Do you feel like that this is a super limiting and type of program, or what are your thoughts?
I think with anything, you're always going to have limitations, but I was told from the very beginning that this is a lifestyle change, and if you're not ready to make that change, then don't start this program. So for individuals that are coming to you for help, I think they're ready to make this change, and at that point, you have the mindset that you're going to do what you need to do. So it's not hard, it's not limiting, it's just preparing yourself to set yourself up to be able to meet your goal. You know, don't set yourself up for failure, set yourself up to succeed. So like I got little portion bottles, you know, that I could put my lemon water in, and I got meal prep containers that, you know, I could put my food in, and you supply us with recipes and a book that we can go to. Plus, you know, you're here at the office and we have phone numbers if we need help, support, questions. So it's not hard. It's just a lifestyle change.
Lifestyle change,
Yes.
behavior change.
Yes.
It teaches you how to do it differently.
In the beginning, the first week, it wasn't bad because you're introducing yourself to the wholesome food, and it's new and it's exciting. The second week I experienced the hard part, which was the food cravings, when you are missing some things that are your limitations that you're not supposed to have. But those went away after that second week, and you don't crave them anymore. Your taste buds change, and that's not what your body wants anymore. It wants that wholesome, nutrient food. It doesn't want all that junk that you previously put in it. So those cravings go away. And then the longer you do it, the easier it becomes. It's just a routine after that.
Yeah. And do you like the idea and the fact that there's not boxed food, packaged food, bars, things like that you have to purchase to be able to stay on this plan?
I have never liked like those protein powder shakes. I've tried that before in the past. They're kind of chalky. I don't really care for granola or those power bars. For some reason, I feel like there's more stuff in them that they tell you is in there
Right.
that is not good for you. So it's real food. It's stuff that you can buy for the same dollar amount that you were buying your food at before and getting way better results.
Right. And you're not forced to basically continue to purchase products.
Yes.
So it's not like that you're over a barrel. Technically, this program's, you know, really designed to be able to teach you your skills and then cut you loose so that after your behavior and your lifestyle has been modified, which is really great. Has this program created more balance in your life, would you say?
It's created a healthier lifestyle for me. Whereas, you know, I said before, it's changed my sleeping habits and my attitude, and just gave me a better quality of life to where I'm not walking around feeling tired or like a zombie every day, and my attitude's better. So yeah, overall it is better.
What are some of the things that you weren't able to do before that you can do now, would you say?
Fit into that section of my clothes in the closet that everybody says, I'm going to fit into that one day.
Right.
And actually, some of those clothes are too big on me now, so I had to get rid of them. But, I mean, aside from, you know, like I said, I had the sleeping issues, and I'm able to sleep better and fit into clothes that I haven't been able to fit into before. You know, I do have a bulging disc in my back, and I've had some knee issues before, and the inflammation and pressure off of different joints in my body is a whole lot better. I don't have pains that I had before.
That's very good.
It's so much easier to walk.
What's the biggest thing you've learned working through the weight loss program?
That you are what you eat.
Right.
That everything that you put into your body, it has a purpose, and your gut health is the cause and effect. You know, what you put in is what you get out, and if you can put in natural, whole, you know, good food,
Right.
then your quality of life just becomes so much better.
100%. What would you say makes this program worth doing?
Everything. I mean, the only thing that I would say is that in the beginning, it was a little tricky, you know, getting used to eating certain things. You have cravings that you have to get over, but once you start experiencing those results, not just the weight loss, but once you start experiencing, you know, less pain, better sleep, better attitude, less fatigue, it just becomes normal. And if you get to the point to where, you know, you may cheat or whatever it may be, and you kind of mess that up, you miss it and you want to get back to it. And you're like, I can't do that anymore, because you realize night and day what you used to be and what you are now.
Right.
And no matter if you have to make those sacrifices or if you have those limitations, what you are now is so much better than what you used to be. I don't want to go back to that.
Had you ever before prepared meals and cooked and prepped your food and thought about your food the way that you have on this program?
Not on the way that I have on this program. I have cooked before, dinner, tried to bring my lunch when I go to work, but it's usually, like sandwiches, potato chips, something easy, grab and go.
Yep.
Not like I had on this program. And
Is it feasible to do this long term?
yes.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Okay. Difficulty scale of 1 to 10. If somebody says, okay, I hear that this is a lifestyle modification. I understand that there's some behavior changes that I need to do. I hear that I'm going to be preparing my foods, so I'm in control, which is a good thing. But they're going to, I think for a lot of people, they say on a scale of 1 to 10, I want to know how difficult it is. 10 being, man, my entire life is focused on preparing my meals and focusing on this. And 1 would be basically, I guess a typical regular life where you stop at the store and you get something to eat, or you stop at fast food, that would be a scale of 1 to 10 of 1. How would you say that this is on a scale of 1 to 10 difficulty level?
In the beginning, I believe it's a little bit more difficult just because you're changing your way of life.
Right.
You're not really able to go through fast food. So you have to take time out to prep your food and make sure that you have food to eat. But overall, probably I would say, like a 5.
Mm-hmm.
It's not difficult at all. In the beginning, you have to get over your cravings and stuff.
Right.
It's not difficult, but you do have to make sure that you have the time to set aside to set yourself up to succeed. You need to go and make sure you can, grocery shop and buy groceries and meal prep, which it doesn't take that long.
It really doesn't.
It's not an all-day thing. Just buy a couple, because you don't eat much. Once you start drinking that lemon water, you may skip a meal here or there. You may fast for a day. You never really know how much you're going to eat, because you'd be surprised. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
Your hunger cravings go away.
Now, some people are probably thinking, my hunger cravings, her hunger cravings went away, but my hunger cravings aren't going to go away. But that's one of the things that's really remarkable is once you start doing, and people are probably thinking, what is this power water? What's this
Yes.
lemon water? Once you start drinking the lemon water, the reaction that it has in your body, along with the good nutrition, it really does make a difference.
Yeah.
It kills the cravings, kills the appetite. Basically, it's almost like a GLP-1 inhibitor in that fact that it slows digestion, lowers insulin levels, etc. But
Without all the chemicals. And,
without all the
yes.
chemicals. And not the rebound weight
Yes.
gain that you would have. So there are challenges. I mean, following this program 100% probably isn't realistic for everybody, meaning, following it 100% all the time without any hiccups. Would you say that there's a way to adapt around that? If you're not following it 100% all the time, you fall off, you kind of come back on a little bit. Has that been challenging to restart?
Not to restart once you can find your motivation. You have to realize why you're doing this, what benefits you've received out of it. I mean, I fell off. I gained some of the weight back, and then I realized my quality of life went downhill when I fell off, and I'm not sleeping, and I'm not, having that energy through the day, and I kind of feel, just mopey again. So once you realize that, hey, my quality of life was a whole lot better when I was on the program and I was sleeping better, you kind of miss it. You want to go back to it. So it's not hard. It's kind of an addiction. Once you once you experience all of those wonderful side effects, you want to keep it.
You get addicted to feeling good.
Yes.
Yeah.
You get a high on life.
Uh-huh. Well, I think that's probably the majority of the questions that we have. I've gone through the questions that we had written down and a few more, but I can't thank you enough for coming in and doing this. I know you're taking time out of your day And you came in here, and you're such a wonderful individual and person. I've enjoyed having you so much in the office, and I really appreciate you taking the time out to do this. So thank you.
Well, thank you for my quality of life.
Very
If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be where I am today.
It's
So,
been a pleasure.
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
it's mutual.
Yeah. Thank you.